Good morning and welcome everybody to today's the second game for the weekend for Team North Dakota as they take on Team South Dakota here in Dickinson. We want to thank everybody to Dickinson as we get set to take pace in the second game as Team ND defeated the 14U NDAHA team yesterday 6-0. Starting for Team ND is going to be Kiana Zander between the pipes. Out there with Henderson on D and McDaniel. And the forwards, you're going to have Savoda, Fikert, and it looks like Holman on the far side. Starting for South Dakota, in net is Allerdings. For their defense, they have Berg and Meyer out there. For the forwards, they have Mimic, Ken Geiter, and Wearspan. McDaniel behind her own net, turns it around, far side, cutting to the middle, right in front of Zander, gets it out to Savoda near boards. And it's picked up by Fikert down the middle. She sends that off the pads and into the corner. Fikert gets around one defender behind the net, circling in front. Savoda right through her feet, and that comes to the far boards as South Dakota comes out with it. And Ken Geiter with the puck. And we're going to get offsides on South Dakota. Face-off to take place right here in the near boards outside the zone of Team ND. With 22:16 remaining, I got to let a little disclaimer go that I do not own the rights or the permission to use any of the music that's being played over the PA system. So I will try to keep talking as much as I can to keep from getting kicked off of YouTube. Lee gets it round the net, sends it over to Harger. Harger knocked off the puck. South Dakota's going to have to regroup. Picked up by Lee. Lee all by herself, 1-on-0 coming in. Shot off the post. That one goes into the corner. Lee walking in uncontested, and she sends that one off the right post as South Dakota's goalie thanks the goalie gods for helping on that one. Webb with the puck. She sends that deep on Zander. She gets a stoppage in play with 21:43 remaining in the first period as South Dakota gets their first shot on goal. North Dakota will be playing tonight at 7 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Mountain for the third game of the weekend as Lee steps in to take the draw, won by South Dakota into the far boards, taken away by Lee. Lee down the right side. Centering pass up to Hilton, pushes it through, gets around the defender. Hilton with the puck into the corner. Backhands it to Lee. Gets it down below the goal line into Gretzky's office, working down low. As Phillips from South Dakota try to get that one out, it's held in. Swearingen tries to hold the puck in, taken away by South Dakota. South Dakota now with the puck is Schumacher. Gets it down below the blue line as Olsen's going to go around her own net to pick up the puck. Olsen and Phillips battling for the puck down below is getting picked up by Hilton. Hilton looking over her shoulder, sends that one out of the zone. As Morrison cuts across the blue line for South Dakota, taken off the puck by Jurger. Jurger now with the puck, sends that over to Harger. Harger at the half wall, far side, as Team North Dakota is traveling from left to right on the dial. Held into the far boards, taken away by Swearingen. She gets it to the end boards. Swearingen battling with Mimic as Harger tries to chip that one out, taken away by Wearspan. Get it out to the D. Shot. Huge rebound by Zander. That one's going to be held in by South Dakota as Berg gets that one deep. North Dakota knocks that one out as Berg gets the puck for South Dakota, gets it up to Mimic, and that's taken away by Olsen. Olsen cutting in, getting across center ice, cutting in down the right side, cutting on the right face-off circle. Has Hilton, puppy, and that puck gets through traffic to be picked up by South Dakota on the far side. South Dakota with the puck, they're going to send that all the way down. Will it make it for icing? Yes. 19:41 remaining in the period. Two to one are shots in favor of South Dakota. As Gora and Fikert step in to take the face-off. Whistle blown dead as they are going to toss Gora out of the circle. Kraus in there with Fikert. Left side. Shot as Holman can't get enough on it. Gora tries to get it out, held in at the blue line. Fikert battling for the puck. As North Dakota still has it in. Sabota with the puck down the left side, cutting to the middle. Taken away by South Dakota. Centering pass, getting across the blue line, now across center ice. As Elseth gets the puck up to Fikert. Fikert and Sabota. Sabota to the front of the net. Fikert looking, taking off the puck. That one gets knocked into the corner by South Dakota as they're going to try to get a centering pass. That hits the skates and goes to Sabota. Sabota sends that one down below the goal line. As Holman's there to push her player up against the boards, battling for the puck below the goal line in Gretzky's office. Fikert's there to help her. 2-on-1 as Holman's by herself. Fikert, nice pass to... as Fikert gives a nice feed to Sabota right in front, and the South Dakota goalie able to close the door to keep it a scoreless game. Face-off's going to be taking place on the left side of Allerdings from South Dakota. Face-off one back below the goal line to South Dakota as that one comes off the boards, picked up by Lee. And it's in the pads of Allerdings as she closed the door on it right there on the goal line. 18:37 remaining in the first period as Hilton steps in to take the draw. She's out there with Schumacher. Face-off won by South Dakota. Goalie has to make a save. South Dakota getting across the blue line. Swearingen picking up the puck. Backhands at half wall. South Dakota behind their own net. Centering pass. That one comes off the back of the net. McDaniel picks it up. Gets it up to Hilton. Bouncing puck. Nice job by Hilton to get that up to Lee. Lee with the across the blue line. Coming in on her backhand. Cutting into the middle. Centering pass. That comes off the pad. Save. As North Dakota has to regroup. Nice pass over to the left side for Hilton. Cuts to the middle. Fans on her shot. Gets there. Poke checked away by the goalie from South Dakota. Another save. That was Pratt from the point. McDaniel with it. Oh, centering pass. I can't see whose number that in. Looks like Lippert tried to get that in there. Shot as South Dakota is being peppered here in the last minute by Team ND. Both teams getting a line change with 17:34 remaining in the first period. We want to thank everybody for watching today's broadcast. I do apologize for not getting here yesterday as my daughter had tryouts back in Bismarck for club hockey this upcoming season. So we had to be there for that. But we do appreciate everybody understanding that as North Dakota has it into the corner. Lippert into the corner along with North Dakota getting it out. South Dakota, And we're going to get a penalty coming up on Elseth as she rubs her player off the ice. And we're going to call her for interference. It's going to be the first PK of the morning for Team ND. As the faceoff is going to take place to the left side of Xander. As South Dakota changing out personnel on the ice, waiting for the puck drop with 17-12 remaining. 2 minutes on the penalty clock for Lippert for interference. Five on four for the remaining 2 minutes, or for 2 minutes. Face-off won by Fikert. That one hits Fikert stick high off the glass. Henderson trying to hold that one in. South Dakota cutting to the middle. That one fanned on as Wearspan tried to cut to the middle. Wearspan with the puck. That one hits somebody in front, doesn't get all the way through. As Swearingen gets knocked off the puck. Inner skates. South Dakota gets it out to the point. Held in. Taken away by Anderson. That one gets through traffic. Both D trying to get sticks on it. Swearingen in the far corner. Getting it up to Svoboda, held just inside the half wall as that one gets all the way through traffic. Into the corner, Henderson sends it out. And Berg from South Dakota not able to hold that one in. Meyer sends that one up as Henderson sends that one deep. And Berg is going to pick it up in her own zone. North Dakota getting a change as Berg sends that one deep. And are we going to get an icing? Yes, we will. Icing on Team South Dakota inside of 16 minutes remaining in the first period. South Dakota still on the power play for the next 47 seconds as Lee takes the draw. Lee wins it back to Olsen, who sends that into the net for South Dakota to make a save, gets it into the corner. Webb gets the puck up and out, and that's going to be on Xander making the save. McDaniel with the puck. Sends it off the wall to Lee. Lee with the puck, still at the half wall. Tries to get it out. Taken away by South Dakota. South Dakota far side. That one gets all the way to the end boards. Picked up by McDaniel. Behind the net. Cutting to the middle. Through a couple defenders. McDaniel all by herself has two South Dakota defense on their heels. Cutting back to the middle. Shot coming. Stellar save by Allerding for South Dakota as McDaniel made a nice move cutting to the forehand. Lippert cutting to her forehand. High slot area. Wants to get it up to Regal. Olsen pinching on the play, holding it at the half boards. Gets that one down. Taken away by South Dakota. Now Olsen sending it down deep behind the goal line. Backhand pass. South Dakota makes the save as Rieger was there. Rieger right in front. Taken away by Gora. As Phillips gets the puck. Phillips and Jerger fighting for the puck at the near boards. As Swearingen sends that one into the South Dakota zone to be picked up by Fuller. Fuller circling around the left face-off dot, still with the puck behind her own net. As Holman gets that one deep, picked up by Swearingen at the point. That one hits Kraus in front. Bounces right back to a North Dakota player. Holman with the puck gets the centering pass. Svoboda with the puck shot. Saved. South Dakota goalie Allerding with 10 saves now. Henderson trying to hold that one in. No offsides as Svoboda tries to go down the right side. Take it away by Kraus as she's battling. And we're going to have Kraus and Sabota going to the box for Coincidental Miners. So Kraus and Sabota. Waiting for the referee's call here. I think one's going for roughing, and I didn't quite see the other call, as the faceoff's going to be taking place to the right side of Allerdings from South Dakota with 13-13 in the first period. Waiting for scorekeepers. No time. So we ended up having Coincidental Miners there, which would be skating 5-on-5, but the talk up in the stands is that there is so unsportsmanlike, so we're not quite sure what's going on here as the referee steps in to adjust the clock. We want to thank everybody for watching this morning's game. Good morning here in Dickinson, and good afternoon and back home in the eastern part of the state, central to eastern. This would be a great time for a dad joke. Hey TJ, what did the clock do when it was hungry?
I don't know.
It went back for seconds.
Yeah.
That courtesy of TJ Olson, the backup dad goalie. As we have 5-on-5. Coincidental Miners as Hilton steps in to take the draw. Won by Hilton. Tries to get a pass. McDaniel trying to keep it in. Take it away. We got a 2-on-1. And offside as Wearspan was a step ahead of Ken Geeter. Face-off outside the zone of North Dakota. As Ken Geeter and Lee take the draw. Face-off won by North Dakota. Lee has Hilton right in front. Lee on her edges. Can't get it all the way out. Held in by McDaniel as she comes up to pinch. Taken away as Elseth sends that one deep. Waiting for her teammates to get back on side. South Dakota now with the puck. Gets it up across the red line. Center ice. And Lee able to back check as McDaniel has the puck. McDaniel still with the puck. South Dakota getting that one all the way out. And an icing with 12:23 remaining in the first period. Gonna get jiggy with it up here in the stands as they're playing some good tunes today. We should have a rave instead of a hockey game. Face-off taking place to the right side of South Dakota's goalie. That's Allerdings. Face-off won by South Dakota. As it comes out here to the near boards. Held in by Olsen. Olsen pinching on the play. Coming out. Shot. Olsen to Xander. As that's misplayed by the defense. That hit Xander in the pads. She was unsure if she should come out of the net or not on that. She chose to stay there. And South Dakota gets on the board as Webb gets the goal. Excuse me. Yes, Webb. Webb with the goal as they catch North Dakota's defense. Sleeping Xander coming out of the net. Undecisive if she should play that puck or not at the hash marks. She chose to stay in there, stand her ground. And that one's a 1-goal game. 1-0 with 12 minutes remaining in the first period. Into the skates. South Dakota, right side. Battle up in front of, in the crease. They're going to send it out of the zone. As two girls were battling right in the blue area of the goalie for Xander. And they are going to send it out of the zone. Lee taking the draw, won by South Dakota. They're going to send that into the defensive zone for North Dakota. Picked up by McDaniel. Taken away by South Dakota. McDaniel circles around with the puck. Still with it. Into the corner. As she tries to punch that one forward. That one's intercepted by Stavanger. Centering pass. As Phillips was there in front. Far boards. Comes out to the point. Picked up by Hilton. Down the left side. Gets it up to Lee. Lee across center ice. Down the left side on her backhand. Hooked from behind, but not enough for a penalty as Lee circles behind Gretzky's office. Tries to get around the defender. Still there. As they are tied up on the far boards. As Harger's there battling. Pulls it out. Tries to get a centering pass to Hilton. And South Dakota gets that one out. As Alcest tries to hold that one in at the red line. Getting across center ice. And that one goes into the corner. That one off the side of the net. Xander doesn't have to move at all. Puck out to Hilton. Cross center ice. 1-on-3 as Hilton gets across. Tries to cut to the middle. Into the skates to the defender. Hilton on the back check. Knocks that puck away. Still battling for the puck. That one comes all the way down for Henderson to get. Can't get it out, can't clear it. She falls down. Xander poke checks that one away. As Lippert has the puck, gets it up to Henderson. Pops out. Hilton with the puck. Cuts to the middle. Shot! Saved by South Dakota goalie. As the defenseman from South Dakota goes hard into the boards. But she appears to be okay. Both teams have their players out of the box. As Fiker takes the draw, gets it to Savoda. Cutting to the middle, off her backhand. South Dakota centering pass. Cutting to the middle. Getting around the defenders, pushed away. Xander gets a stoppage in play. As Wearspan was able to get past the defense again. Looked like Olsen was able to get enough on the body to push her out of control. And Xander was able to get a coverage in play. 9:31 remaining. As Fikert's going to take the draw to the right side of Xander. Face-off won by North Dakota, but picked up by South Dakota, taken away by McDaniel. She sends that one into the boards. Follows her pass out to the point as South Dakota keeps that in. Savoda with the puck. Loses off her stick as Olsen gets it up to Savoda. She pokes that one forward. They say it's tipped. Berg with the puck behind her own net for South Dakota. That one hits Jurger, but it comes out to South Dakota, and they're able to get it out as Swearingen and Webb are going for the puck. Swearingen backs it around, gets it to the half wall. It'll be picked up by Holman. Still in her skates at the half wall, far side. As McDaniel sends her man to the ice. Good head up pass by Savoda. Tries to get it up to Holman, and we're going to get a stoppage in play as South Dakota gets a coverage on the puck. Face off to the right side of South Dakota goalie. As Wasmond and Lippert step in. Alseth has to get to the loose puck. She gets there. Comes out. Cross center ice to be picked up by McDaniel off the boards. Tries to get it up to Lippert into the skates. McDaniel's going to let that one go. She thought it was going to be icing. No call as South Dakota's able to hold that one in. Jerger with the puck. South Dakota able to hold that in, picked up by McDaniel. Reverses direction with the puck. Off the wall, comes out to the point. Wasman shoots that. Tries to poke check that one forward. Held in by South Dakota. That long stick of Complin. Elseth can't get rid of it. Comes across center ice, held in by Lippert. We're going to get offside as North Dakota was getting a line change. 7:10 remaining in the period. For shots on goal, I have North Dakota having 12. They have 8 on the board. And South Dakota having 3. And I have 4. Face-off won by North Dakota, picked up by Olsen. Over to Henderson. She wants to send that one deep. They're going to say that one's clear. As South Dakota has the puck below the goal line. On the near boards, held in by Henderson. Gets past Hilton. Centering pass to Lee. Lee cutting in. Shot. And a goal by Lee. That's going to tie the game up with 6:46 remaining in the period. Lee with the goal as Hilton's getting the assist. Lee taking the face off. She's out there with Kentingi. Not even going to try and pronounce that last name. Puck gets around Henderson. Lee knocks player off the puck. Has it. Cutting to the middle. Lee with speed. Trying to poke checked away as Harger gets that out. South Dakota has to regroup. Knocked away by Hilton. Picked up by Henderson to Hilton. Down below the goal line. South Dakota tries to get it out. Picked up by Hilton. She gingerly passes that down below the goal line. That's on the boards. Held in by Henderson. Henderson shot. That one gets through traffic into the far corner as Olsen is on the attack. She tries to pinch on that one. And South Dakota sends that the length of the ice to get an icing call. With 6:02 remaining, we want to thank everybody for watching today's game. Beautiful day here in Dickinson. A little windy for my liking, but it's still no snow and above 30 degrees. So beggars can't be choosers when it comes to weather in this state. Feikert's going to be taking the draw with Gora from South Dakota as it's in the defensive zone for South Dakota. One out to Swearingen. Swearingen off the boards, gets it to Holman. Centering pass right there as that gets through traffic. Feikert couldn't get a backhand on it, but Savoda's there to pick it up to get the go-ahead goal as Holman sends that one from the corner. Goal, Savoda. And the assist goes to Holman. Gora and Fikert battling for the puck. Center ice as Svoboda picks it up down the left side. At the half wall. Centering pass to Fikert. Gets through. And a stoppage in play. Face off to the right side of South Dakota's goalie as Fikert's out there with Svoboda and Holman. For the defense, we have McDaniel along with Swearingen. South Dakota wins the face-off. McDaniel having to make Xander tripped up. Centering pass. Shot that hits traffic. Don't know where it's at. Picked up by Fikert. Fikert down the right side. Trying to get around the defense. She has the move. Fikert still with the puck. Knocked away. Centering pass to Svoboda. Svoboda backhands that one. That goes off the pads or the side of the net as Fuller tries to get it out. Webb with the puck far side as Elsa's trying to battle for the puck. Comes around near side into the corner. Svoboda's there. And Hilton, excuse me. Yes, that's Holman. Out to the point. Can't out of reach of Swearingen. That's Elseth. Right at center ice. Both teams battling for the puck. South Dakota gets it out. That pass was read by McDaniel. She's able to get it deep as Jurger's going to pick up the puck on the left side face-off dot, coming in and loses it momentarily as Lerkamp gets that one over to Webb, who tries to send that one deep, but it hits somebody in front. Olsen gets it up to Jurger. Jurger, Riegel, and Lippert. And we're going to get offside coming up on Lippert as she was a half a step ahead of Jurger with 4:14 remaining in the first period. Pretty evenly matched matchup between these two teams. First goal coming from South Dakota. As Olsen's going to get called, I think Olsen's going to get called for hooking on that one. And I think the South Dakota player actually embellished that a little bit, as that's going to be penalty number 2 for North Dakota. Going to be the penalty number 2 as a face-off to the right side of Xander. Xander only facing 4 shots thus far in this game. South Dakota wins the face-off, centering pass Xander save. That's going to be her 5th one. Unusual turn of events for Xander, and probably saved by Xander. Another save by Xander. 2 consecutive saves to keep that a 1-1 game. South Dakota into the corner. Circling around Xander, that one hits somebody in front. That hits another player, comes back for Swearingen, but McDaniel's going to pick it up. Swearingen turning it around, trying to get around 2 defenders. McDaniel still with the puck, still battling 2. Skating right into the defender from South Dakota. Swearingen in front, waiting. McDaniel battling for the puck. As we are going to say the net come off the mooring, as Xander secretively pushing that off to get the whistle. We have 1:11 in the penalty to Olsen remaining. 3:12 remaining in the first period. As we have Swearingen, Fikert, Svoboda, and looks like Elseth out there for the penalty kill. Svoboda is going to take the face-off. Won by South Dakota. Shot, centering pass. That hits somebody in front. As Fikert's able to get that one out, and South Dakota's going to have to regroup. Fikert on the forward check. South Dakota able to get around. That hits the stick of Svoboda and goes into the corner. Now to be pinned up by Swearingen, holding her person in front. That poke checked away by Fikert. Fikert trying to win the race. Pokes that one forward, and it's poked away by Berg from South Dakota as North Dakota gets that deep into the zone for South Dakota as we have 35 seconds remaining in the penalty to Olsen. Elseth up to Svoboda. Svoboda across the blue line all by herself. Svoboda with the puck. We're going to get a tripping call coming up on South Dakota as Lehrkamp is going to go for 2. 18 seconds, 4-on-4 hockey for the next 18 seconds as Lehrkamp goes to the box for 2. Four on 4 for the next 18 seconds, 2:19 remaining in the first. As Lippert steps in to take the draw, won it back to McDaniel, cuts to her forehand. That hits a blocker save by South Dakota. Jurger, that one save by Allardings. As Jurger tried to backhand that one, and that went off the blocker, and Allardings able to make the save. 8 seconds remaining in the penalty to Olsen. Then they will have approximately 1:42 for the power play. Shot by McDaniel. Held in at the blue line as Kraus picks up the puck, tries to get it up to Wearspan. And we're going to have an icing call coming up as North Dakota is now full strength for the next 1 minute and 32 seconds. According to my shot calculations, it's in favor of North Dakota 15-7 as Jurger takes the draw. Into Lippert's skates. Lippert able to win that off the faceoff, and she gets the goal as Jurger wins the faceoff right. And that's going to be a power play goal. Lippert with the goal as Jurger wins the faceoff. She gets it in her skates, gets it back to her stick, and is able to beat the South Dakota goalie on the ice. Face-off won by North Dakota, picked up and sent as South Dakota in their own zone. Pass anticipated, and we're getting it outside as McDaniel does a nice job anticipating that pass coming cross ice, pokes that one forward for an offsides. 1:16 remaining in the power play. Oh, nope, they took that off the boards. They got it cleared. So, but yes, that is a power play goal. Lee takes the face-off, wins it back to Swearingen, inner skates, backhands it. As there's a battle along the beer boards, Harger gets it back to Swearingen. Elseth with some speed behind the net. Picked up by Lee, behind Zander, 1:11 remaining. Tries to get it up to Hilton, pushes it forward. South Dakota's gonna have to regroup. And that gets past the defenseman as Harger's there. Pushes her man forward, picked up by Lee. Poke checked away as Elseth comes crashing in at the blue line. And North Dakota is gonna get an opportunity with 50 seconds here to put another goal on the board as the faceoff's gonna be to the left side of South Dakota's goalie. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to announce a North Dakota-South Dakota game and get the names right. The Battle of the Dakotas. Poke check forward by Elseth, picked up by Hilton. Over to Lee. And that one beats the goalie down low. Hilton gets the assist. Lee gets the goal. As she's able to beat the South Dakota goalie 5-hole to make it a 4-1 game. Hilton with their second assist of the morning. Face-off won by North Dakota. Swearingen up to Hilton. Into the skates. Taken away by Berg from South Dakota. She sends that one deep to be picked up by Swearingen. South Dakota crashing. Try to get that puck away from Swearingen. Battling behind the net. As the centering pass comes out to Lee. 17 seconds. Oh, that one's out to the point. That one comes out to Berg. She tries to send that one in. That sends the far side. Hargett. Stick tied up. Not able to get that one out. Hilton tries to push that one forward. And that's going to be the end of the first period with North Dakota on top of South Dakota, 4-1. With that, we're going to mute everything, but keep it here for y'all so you can run to the bathroom if you need to. Grab that quick lunch, and we'll see you in about 12 to 13 minutes. Thanks for watching North Dakota Hockey. Welcome back to Dickinson, North Dakota, as we will run down the first period for those who are still watching. We are about a few minutes away from the start of this, as the Zamboni will be getting off here shortly. Leading so far in the goal scoring category is Lee with 2, followed by Sabota and Lippert. In the assist category, Hilton has 2 and Jerger has 1. For penalties, Sabota, Olsen, and Lippert all have 1, and Xander making 7 of 8 saves that she has on her. For Team South Dakota, their goalie has approximately 15 shots on goal. For a total of 19. Saved 15, total shots 19. Waiting for both teams to come out of the locker rooms. We're going to take a quick break and get back to you when the ladies return to the ice. Again, thank you for watching North Dakota Hockey. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Team North Dakota getting ready to take the ice. As soon as we get some referees and some nets in place, we'll get you guys back to the action here shortly. North Dakota is head coached by Matty Clark, assisted by Brady Holman. Welcome back to the action as we get set to take the puck drop in the second and final period of the 23-minute period. Xander stopping 7 of 8 shots on her, and Allerdings from South Dakota stopping 15 of 19. Starting the second period for North Dakota is going to be Henderson and McDaniel. For the forwards, going to have Fikert, Holman, and Svoboda. 2 referees, 1 puck, 23 minutes on the clock as South Dakota wins the faceoff. Centering pass to be picked up and taken away. Daniel tries to poke that one forward. I don't know why we're getting these. Shot, that one goes wide of Xander. Held in by South Dakota. Comes out to the point, left side. That one shot, redirected. That one hits the post. Xander makes the save on that one as that came out. She better thank that post for saving her tail on that one. South Dakota sends it round behind their own net to be picked up far side. Svoboda's there. South Dakota player turning it around, and South Dakota able to get it across the blue line. As Holman tries to push that one forward to Svoboda, not able to do so, and we're going to get offside on Team ND. Face off outside the zone of South Dakota. And we have Lee taking the face-off. Face-off won by South Dakota. That one comes all the way out to Olsen. Temporarily loses the puck, but it's picked up by Lee. Lee on the left side. Trying to cut through 3 defenders. Still with the puck centering pass. That one gets taken away by North Dakota. Chipped away by Lee. Save by South Dakota goalie Allerdings. Face-off's going to take to the place to the right side of Allerding. As Lee takes the draw. Out to the point. That one gets all the way out to Olsen, walking in out the right face-off circle. That one hits and save. Held in by Elseth. Picked up by Hilton, cutting to the middle. Shot. Herger. Battle in front. That one's chipped forward. Out of the reach of Olsen. North Dakota trying to catch South Dakota on the line change as Olsen picks up the puck with speed. Cutting to the middle. Knocked off the puck, picked up by Harger. Offside, South Dakota. Delayed by 10 seconds. TJ, do you know how you fix a pumpkin?
Pumpkin?
Yeah, how do you fix a pumpkin?
I don't know.
You use a pumpkin patch. South Dakota. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Henderson with the puck. Tries to get it to Lippert. And it goes off her stick for an icing call. With 20:38 remaining, just a little bit too much muscle on that pass from Henderson to Lippert. Off her stick to get an icing call. With 20:38 remaining, as the faceoff is going to take place in the left-hand faceoff circle to the left side of Xander. As Jurger steps in. Faceoff won by South Dakota. Poke checked away. That hits Henderson in the skates, goes into the far corner. South Dakota behind Xander. Picked up by Elseth. Excuse me, that's Jurger. Jurger tries to get it up to Lippert. That one comes off the board. They say no icing as South Dakota's in their own zone. That hits the stick of Regal, and it's held in by Lippert with the puck out to the point. To Elseth. Over to Henderson. Into her skates. She sends that one to the end boards. As South Dakota is now on the attack, coming. And they're going to call that icing. As the South Dakota player shot that one down past the defense with plenty of speed to catch up to it. Unfortunately, it's got to come all the way back to the left side of their goalie for the faceoff. Fikert taking the draw. She's out there with Sabota and Holman. Out for defense, we have Swearingen and McDaniel. Shot by Holman. That hits the player from South Dakota right in the back. Fikert sends that one deep into the South Dakota zone. Sabota angling her man off. Held in by Holman. Taken away by South Dakota. They try to push that one forward. Swearingen, she's going to send that one the length of the ice, and we are going to get an icing call coming up on North Dakota. 19:05 remaining in the second period. Face off to the left side of Xander. Score is 4-1 in favor of North Dakota, as in the late period, North Dakota netted 3 goals. Face-off comes out to the point for South Dakota. They send it down into the corner. Swearingen pulled off the puck, centering pass, picked up by Fikert. She tries to get that headman pass up to Sabota. Sabota knocks that one forward. Holman coming in into the high slot area, as Sabota still with the puck. Gets it to Fikert. Centering pass that goes off the side of the net. Fikert with the puck still, as South Dakota now takes it. That hits a stick, comes out to the blue line. As McDaniel tries to hold the blue line, not able to do so. That one trickles by her, picked up by South Dakota. And Xander makes a save. Sabota with a nice centering pass to Lee. Lee knocked off the puck. Lee, nice back check, able to pick the loose puck up, trying to cut to the middle. Defenseman's down, and Lee gets the goal as the defenseman from South Dakota trips over the blue line. That blue monster seems to get them every once in a while, and Lee gets the unassisted goal to make it 5-1. Lee with the face-off. Won by North Dakota. Elseth tries to get it around one defender. And that's going to be an icing coming up on North Dakota. 5-1 is the score. Team ND over Team South Dakota. Here in Dickinson, North Dakota for the second game of the weekend. North Dakota winning over the 14U NDAHA team last night, 6-0. Jurger with the face-off to the left side of Xander, picked up by Olsen. Tries to get that one off the boards. That one squirts loose as Holman and Lippert are on the attack. Lippert, nice hustle by Lippert as she circles around. Centering pass, that one goes off the stick. Lippert still with it, back the side of the pass. That one goes off the back of the goalie. And South Dakota comes out with it. Centering pass, cross center ice. Olsen going for the puck in the loose corner. Ooh, that was kind of scary as the South Dakota player put her arms out there, and Olsen nearly going into the boards awkwardly. As Jurger has the puck behind the net. Jurger catching North Dakota flat-footed as she gets around the D. Cutting to the middle. And we're going to get the net coming off as Jurger slides hard into the net. As her and the South Dakota player battling for position as Jurger was trying to cut in on her edges, got upended and went into the net with 16:49 remaining in the period. Shots are in favor of North Dakota, 19-10. As Fiker takes the draw with Holman and Svoboda. South Dakota wins the face-off, cross center ice. Down the left side. Xander on the post, coming way out. That one gets all the way through. Swearingen on her edges holds the defender away. Picked up by Fiker. Fiker with speed has Svoboda down the far side. Fiker loses the puck as Svoboda was cutting down the left side. Had plenty of room. As Svoboda has the puck now. Fiker centered by Holman. That one hits a few bodies in front. That one comes out to be picked up by South Dakota. Swearingen, she's going to have to win the puck. Race to the loose puck. South Dakota wins it. Puck picked up by Henderson. Right into the pads of South Dakota player. Picked up again by Henderson behind her own nets. Fiker now gets it up to Svoboda. Taken away. Out of reach. And that puck doesn't get all the way through as Svoboda and Fiker were there to take it away. Fiker tries to thread the needle up to Svoboda. Not able to do so. South Dakota, that one hits Swearingen. As Henderson sends that one off to the boards, held in by South Dakota. Down behind the net is Xander, picked up by Swearingen. 15:22 remaining. And Swearingen sends that one the length of the ice for an offside. Excuse me, offside's icing. Face off to the right side of Xander. 15:16 remaining in the period. As Lee takes the draw. One back to Olsen. Olsen still battling into the corner. Gets it over to D partner. Pushed forward by McDaniel. McDaniel with the puck. McDaniel, nice stick handling. Gets it up to Hilton. Tries to push that one forward. Hits a stick. Picked up by McDaniel. Tries a cross ice pass. As Lee gets it up to Harger. Harger and Lee send that one down below the goal line of South Dakota. Into the far corner as Lee is battling for the puck at the half wall. Held in by McDaniel. South Dakota cross ice pass. South Dakota cutting it on her edges. Xander makes the save as Olsen's there to push her player off the puck. And they're going to say no icing. Hilton on the forecheck, coming in hard. Now Lee into the far corner, needs some support. She's taken on two defenders from South Dakota into the skates. Centering pass, that one doesn't get to the goalie as South Dakota gets a stick on it. Harger with the puck, gets it down to Lee. Back out to the point. Shot from the point, saves South Dakota as Swearingen sends that one to the net. Poke checked forward to Lee, comes out to the point to Elseth. Shot, that one makes it all the way to the end boards. Lee taken down behind the net. North Dakota has South Dakota on the heels. That goes off the backhand of Swearingen. Picked up by Hilton, cutting to the middle. They try to get it off the boards, held in by Elseth. Knocked down out of the air by South Dakota. They're going to send that the length of the ice, and we're going to get an icing call with 13:14 remaining in the period. Jurger taking the face-off down in South Dakota's defensive zone as We get ready for the puck drop. Into the skates. South Dakota has it. Coming down the left side. Try to push it forward past Elseth. She cuts her man off to be picked up by Swearingen. Swearingen loses the puck. Picked up by Lippert. Lippert. Cross ice pass to Regal. Cutting in. Very close call to being offside. Regal able to get back on as Lippert gets around there, gets around the defender. The defender is going to get called for hooking. And this is going to be the third power play of the morning, afternoon. Second power play of the afternoon as North Dakota is 1-for-1 on the power play. South Dakota behind their own net. Trying to get it out of the zone, held in by North Dakota. South Dakota now trying to get it out. Henderson with the puck. Gets that one forward to Svoboda. Svoboda chips that one around the defender. Held in by Fikert. Not enough, as they say. Didn't go up in the air and straight down. Fikert gets caught offsides with 12 minutes remaining in the second period. 5-1 is the score. Team ND top of Team SD. Holman to Svoboda. Svoboda down the left side at the hash marks. Circling around. Still with it. Svoboda to Holman, back to Svoboda. Held in momentarily, but it comes out to Henderson at center ice. Svoboda, when she makes that cut behind the net, coming up that face-off dot, that defender is following her. If she makes that cut back to the net, that power turn, she's right there for a nice shot on net. Poke checked away as it's picked up by Holman. Hard pass off the skates of Svoboda. McDaniel, hard pass up to Lee. Off her stick, picked up by South Dakota. Hilton with the nice toe drag. Hilton with the puck. Cross ice. Over to Harger. Harger cuts to the middle. On her forehand. Shot. Tries to go to top shelf on that one. That one gets into the glass. She follows it. Picks it up into the corner. Another shot. As she follows that one in. And the goalie from South Dakota has to make 3 shots. There's 3 saves on Harger. (22-11) are shots, according to my calculations. As it comes out, Elseth sends that one, and Lee had a duck. She had a turtle, picked up by Harger behind the net. Sends it backhand to, I believe that was, can't quite see the number. Out to the point. Elseth tries to hold that one in. It was in her skates, so she tried to get that one in. Comes off awkwardly, but she has to retreat. Not poke checks that one away. As Olsen tries to backhand that one, hits the defender in front. Harger has Hilton. Harger down the left side, cutting in, shot, glove save by South Dakota goalie Allerdings. .57 remaining. Face-off won by North Dakota. That one hits a couple bodies in front as Regal tries to get a shot on net, comes out to Henderson. That hits the defender. Regal tries to backhand it towards the net. That hits Regal in the pads. And South Dakota is going to have to take it behind their own net. South Dakota with the puck. As Jerger battling for it along the near boards. Her and Lippert. Lippert picking the pocket of the South Dakota defender. And that squirts loose for South Dakota to pick up. South Dakota sends that one in. As it comes out to Henderson, gets out. And they are having to wait. Now they can go. As Swearingen picks up the puck with 9:11 remaining in the second period. Behind her own net, Swearingen coming up with speed. Poke checked away. As South Dakota tries to hold it in. Taken away by Lippert. That one comes all the way out to Regal. Regal knocked off the puck. South Dakota down the left side. Swearingen trying to get a stick on it. Ties her man up behind the net. South Dakota power turn into the skates. Doesn't get all the way through. Henderson stick handling in front of the net. And that one get knocked behind the net. Freichert pushes that one around the defense. She has one person to beat all by herself, cutting in. Poke checked away by South Dakota. McDaniel pushes that one forward for Freichert. Gets it over to Savoda. Savoda off her stick. Taken away. Shot up high. That one hits the pipes and goes to the end boards. Comes back behind the net for Savoda. She tries a centering pass, picked up by Holman. Can't keep her stick on it. As Elseth able to keep it in. Tries to flick that one forward. Not enough, but Elseth with the puck. Up to Savoda. Savoda cutting to the middle, to the front, on her knees. Gets it to Lee. Cutting, turning behind the net, gets to try to get it to Savoda on the backside of the net. Trying to get that backdoor move coming in as Harder sends that one down behind the net. 7 minutes remaining in the period. That one comes out to the half wall, picked up by South Dakota. McDaniel gets it through the defender's legs. Around one defender, shot up high. Coming out to the point. Hilton shot, save. That's going to be her 24th shot of the game. Or excuse me, 24th save out of 29. Face off to the right side of South Dakota's goalie. Lee steps in. She's out there with Harder and Hilton. Defense is Swearingen and Henderson. Lee shot on the ice, pad save, goal as Harder's going to get the goal. I believe Lee is going to get the assist on that. As it is now 6-1 with 6:36 remaining. Hilton pushes that one forward, taken away by South Dakota. And they send that one behind the net. Swearingen with the puck, taken away by Lee. She sends it around over for Henderson. Cutting to the middle. Henderson up to Lee. Cutting to the middle. Shot. And offsides. Guess you guys would like to see this and not that. This. Sorry. Sometimes I get caught up in the action and don't get all of the action. We want to thank everybody for being patient with the cameraman. as Jurger takes the face-off outside the zone of South Dakota. Face-off won by South Dakota. Poke checked away by Regal. Lippert takes the puck away. She's knocked off the puck. Cutting in. That one hits the post. To make it, still keep it a 6-1 game. And offsides on Lippert. Jurger takes the face-off, won by South Dakota. Get it up to the right wing, coming down the right side, cutting to the middle. Looking to cut in on Xander. Xander sends that one up and over a glove into the corner. Picked up by Lippert. A lot of time. We have a one-on-one. Lippert tripped up as South Dakota gets the puck. Jurger on the back check. Xander makes the save. That is her 12th save of the game versus the 25th save for South Dakota. Face off to the left side of Xander as Sabota's out there with Fikert. Face off won by North Dakota. Swearingen get the puck. Hard off the boards to Holman. Fikert trying to win the race to the loose puck. She tries to push it forward. She has Sabota center ice. Centering pass. Couldn't get enough on it. She had Sabota and Holman there. South Dakota cross center ice. As Xander save. Referee having to separate players from South Dakota. Referee saying a few words to Elseth. And she was backing away, saying she didn't have anything to do with it. But did she? And Claring Lions want to know. With 14:19 remaining in the period, 6-1 is the score. South Dakota wins it out to the point. That one's a shot picked up by Henderson. That one hits Xander's glove. Defense having a tough time with the puck at the moment as McDaniel pins her man up along the boards. Lets her stick go. Centering pass comes out to the high slot area. Fans on the shot. Gets it back. Comes out. And Holman with the puck. Gets it to Fikert. Fikert cutting to the middle. Poke checked away. South Dakota with it. And we're going to have an icing on South Dakota. 3:40 remaining in the period. 6-1 is the score. Team ND on top of Team SD. Here in Dickinson, North Dakota for the second game of the weekend. This afternoon, or this evening at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 7 o'clock Central, North Dakota will be taking on Montana as McDaniel tries to hold that one in. Can't do so. Knocked away by South Dakota. McDaniel battling for the puck along with Harder. Pops out to Lee. Gets it back to Anderson. Pokes that one forward to Lee. But it's taken away by South Dakota. McDaniel with the puck. As Hilton tries to get around the defender. Poke checked away by Henderson with that long stick. Along the far boards. Still battling for it. Comes out with South Dakota out the high slot. Gets around. Xander comes way out of the net. Xander playing with the puck a little bit too much. Taken away by Lee. Taken away by South Dakota. They come in. Poke checked away by McDaniel. Lee with it. Not poke checked away to Henderson. Over to Harger. Held in by Hilton. Taken away by South Dakota. Elseth, pocket pick, Xander coming out. Xander with a glove save to keep it a 1-goal game for South Dakota. Xander making just the amount, making the same amount of saves in the last 2 minutes here than she did in the first period. Comes out to the point for South Dakota. Left side. They're going to send it off the wall, held in by Jurger. She comes out. Still held by as Lippert battling for the puck. She comes out with it. Lippert down the right side, now to the middle on her backhand. Pushes that one forward. Save by Elderdings. That's going to be her 26th save. Saving 26 of 35 shots. Excuse me, of 32 shots. Held in by Lippert, cutting to the middle. Puck comes hard off her stick, but Lippert follows it around, still with it in her skates. She's going to send that behind the net. Riegel, cutting to the middle. Gets it to Lippert, cuts back behind the net to Riegel. Riegel overskates it just a little bit, held in by Swearingen. South Dakota with the puck with 1 minute remaining in the game. Held in, South Dakota left side. Shot, that one goes up and over Xander. Riegel trying to hold that one in. Poke checked away. Picked up by Fikert. On her skates, 39 seconds. Fikert with a head of steam. Fikert and Holman. Fikert on her backhand, cutting in. Backhands that one. Oh, out of reach as Holman tries to backhand it. Fikert with a slap shot in front. 15 seconds remaining in the game. Down in the defensive zone of South Dakota. Good pressure by North Dakota. Svoboda takes her man off the puck. 8 seconds. Henderson shot from the point. And a goal as that one comes off. Henderson's going to get the assist as Svoboda gets a rebound and puts that one away to make it a 7-1 game. Svoboda with goal number 2. And Henderson with the assist. Henderson with a nice shot from the point. As the South Dakota goalie gives up a big rebound right to Svoboda's stick as she's able to put that back. We want to thank everybody again for watching Team North Dakota for the second game of the weekend. We will be back on the air 7 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, as we will keep it here for what I would consider to be the important part of the game. Giving thanks as the two teams come together for the handshake and for the team prayer afterwards. Always encouraging to see when both teams come together to give thanks to the man upstairs for the gifts and talents in which they receive, and for keeping them safe on the ice throughout the entire game. Proud parent moment here for both teams as they come together for team prayer. I'm your host, Tim Zander. Thanks for watching North Dakota Hockey. We will see you this evening. Have a great afternoon, everybody.
I saw it.